Hey guys, Kelli Stewart here, doing a live stream. I know I've been posting these to friends only, so I will try to get that fixed. I was actually setting up a page and hoping that I was going to be able to get all my stuff transferred over to a page so that people that I've blocked can still view updates, and I have not gotten that done. Hey Lisa, we're just getting on the road. So I wanted to give you guys a quick update. First of all, thank you to everybody who has been showing so much support, emotionally, mentally, financially, to the legal team down at Camp Liberty. It has been awesome. I will be there tonight, and my goal is to stay there for multiple weeks and do what we have to do to continue exposing what's going on down at the jail. Hey Lisa, I'm not sure how beautiful I am right now, but whew, road tripping with a ton of kids is kind of exhausting. It's emotionally draining, it's mentally draining, and it's incredibly financially draining. So, quick update. Hey Angie, I will be on the ground in Nevada tonight, and hi Stacy. And we will be doing hopefully a really fun event tomorrow. Of course, I'll be working with local law enforcement to make sure that we're not harassed. My understanding is there's now snipers up on the roof of the facility, so I'm going to do my part to hopefully see that that comes to an end, because having the horses and some sound equipment coming in that we're going to do, we're hoping to just boost the spirits of the people at the jail, and also maybe get some media out there between tomorrow and Sunday. I'm sorry, tomorrow and Saturday, between the two events that we're doing. So there is a 14-day camping limit, so we will have to move after that, but we also have some permission for private property campouts in the area as well. So our goal is to stick this out until the minimum is that we want everybody on the, as far as the political prisoners go, out of solitary confinement. That just absolutely needs to be a minimum, that solitary confinement is ended for these individuals. They haven't been convicted of a crime, they're preparing for trial. They're using this to bully them into full submission and possibly even plea deals. So we've got to speak up for them for that. But they really all need to be granted pre-trial release. Ryan Bundy had asked that we do an official Jericho March. We'll be launching that off as soon as we get on the ground tomorrow. We're also going to start actually teaching. So we want our live streams to update people of stuff, and that's great. But at the end of the day, if all we are is entertainment, then that's just not what I'm looking for, is to be entertainment. So, hey Linz. So we'll be doing some constitutional training each evening. We're going to start it by going over the 13th Amendment by Ryan Bundy's request. And then we're just going to expand it from there. We're going to be launching a huge yard sale soon. And that will allow us to put up signs throughout the community with the address of where we'll be at, and get people out there. And when they're there shopping and purchasing things at this yard sale, then on this piece of private property, then we'll be able to give them constitutions, educate them about what's going on in this jail, and hopefully just continue raising the target of light. And so the light just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and focusing on the abuses that are going on in this private facility. And we definitely have the support of the community behind us. So side note, I'm hearing that there is we as people are just difficult. We have sin nature, we have envy, and we have jealousy, and that's really sad when it's people on your own team. But we're hearing some rhetoric and some lies that people are actually saying that Ammon's legal team has paid for us to do what we're doing down on the ground in Nevada. So let me help you understand truth. The truth is that nobody has been paid to do anything that they are doing on the ground in Nevada. Surely not the legal team that's trying to raise their own funds to fight this battle. So to anybody in the community who's heard that, if you could start getting that message out, that we didn't even really have Ammon's legal team's blessing to do what we did. Camp Liberty started because Ammon called and sounded like he was dying. And I said, we will come. And the next day I landed in Nevada. So nobody paid for my flight to get there. I used 12,000 miles to book a one-way flight to get to Nevada. That's some of the other defendants are actually saying that, Lisa. So nobody is being paid to do anything that they're doing on the ground in Nevada. And any funds that are being raised are going to Ammon Bundy's legal team, because Ammon was the one who is continuing to protest in the jail along with his brother and continuing to fight a fight that we stand behind. So people can try to make a conspiracy out of this all they want, but at the end of the day, it's good-hearted people who care about others who are being abused and who God has called out to say, stand. You need not fight this battle. All you need to do is stand. And I absolutely believe that to the core of my being. And to those who are within our community who are envious or jealous that sometimes my efforts succeed, take that up with God, because He is the one who puts it on my heart to do anything and everything I do. If you don't like that I'm standing behind certain people, take that up with God, because it is He who calls us to stand. It is He who calls us to fight the good fight. And there are thousands of political prisoners across this country. And it's not just our little group of 19 from Bunkerville. And so at the end of the day, maybe He's calling you to stand for somebody that I don't know about. Maybe He's calling you to stand for one of the political prisoners that you don't think is getting enough attention. I think a lot of this comes down to money. I think it drives people crazy that money is being raised. I think they hear $10,000 or $15,000 and they think, oh my goodness, $15,000 has been raised for Ammon Bundy's attorney. Okay, I called an attorney a couple weeks ago to talk about issues I'm having and find out if I had any grounds for any repercussion that could come from people who are trying to do things to me. And do you want to know what my attorney charged? $250 an hour to consult me. Consultation, okay? It wasn't even a free consultation, $250 an hour. So for anybody getting excited that on the ground recently $18,000 has been raised for Ammon Bundy's legal team, Ammon Bundy facing 95 years, right, in prison, life sentence, being abused, doesn't think he's going to make it out alive. Anybody who thinks that's a lot of money, one, you have no idea what you're dealing with or talking about. And two, shame on you. Shame on you for trying to hinder other people's efforts because you're jealous or envious that other people are not raising these funds for you. We are doing everything. It's funny, Andrea joined. I was just going to say something about Eric. We're doing everything we can with the resources that we have, and we're responding. I personally am responding to what God is putting on my heart. So if you have any problem with that, you have to take that up with God, because I want to be at home and I'm tired of road tripping. And I'm now coming up on 2 weeks from the time I left to go to Nevada. I've been at home 24 hours. So I have responsibilities, I have a family, I have things I want to do. But of course, when God calls us to do something, we all rise up. My family has come in, my mom has come in, everybody's pitching together. We're pulling our own resources together to make this happen. So if you have any problem with anything I'm a part of, you have to take it up with God, because I don't want to be doing anything I'm doing. And I clearly don't want to be doing live streams, because one, I've virtually stopped doing them, and two, I've set everything to private on my Facebook page because I'm so tired of being attacked by those on the other side of it, by those on the inside, by the families of the political prisoners. I have literally had it. And I know that I've had it like 1,000 times in the last 15 months, and I'm still here. So I'm not going to quit. And I know I'm not going to quit. And if I do, the Lord's going to put me right back in the game. But just know that I've had it. I've had it with the accusations. Morgan and his team are good people, and they're activists, and they understand this fight, and they want these people set free. So if you want people like that defending somebody on your side of it, go out and find them. Pray. Ask God to open the way. I actually talked to Andrea Parker and Anthony through Messenger. No, I actually talked to Anthony a couple weeks ago, and I said, if you want us to switch all attention from Ammon to Eric right now because his trial, you didn't do anything, Andrea. I said, if you want us to switch everything, when I was talking to Anthony, from Ammon to Eric because his trial is coming up first, we'll do it. And the concern was, well, we don't have time. We don't know if we'll find an attorney. We won't be able to raise the money. Trial's coming up too soon. You guys have to understand that I don't live with restrictions, because I serve a God who's huge and who is constantly doing more than what I imagine he can do. So the reason I bring up Eric is because I absolutely think Eric Parker should be getting represented. Okay, he basically beat his first trial. He did not have a unanimous guilty verdict. It's a complete Second Amendment case. I just feel like we should be out there going to all the Second Amendment groups and praying that the Lord would lead us to the right attorney to represent Eric, knowing that if Eric has good representation, the whole group that goes to trial with him will benefit from that. And I kind of feel like because Andrea has stepped up and really made her face known, which is kind of what you have to do when you want a community to believe in you. You have to do what Ammon has done, what Lisa has done, what Angie has done, what Ryan has done. You have to get your voice and your message out there. Andrea has done that. She has put herself on the line over and over and over again to report to us what's going on in that courtroom. And so because she's done that, and because people love her, and because Eric was the sniper on the bridge, I feel we have a really good shot at pulling together funds as well as finding an attorney who will represent him, who isn't a part of the whatever you call it, the CJC or CJ, whatever, the group of attorneys that gets picked by the federal government to represent these guys. That's just my opinion. And so at any moment, if Andrea gives me the word go, I'm going to go full blown with it. And so for people who are like, well, why are you only defending Ammon? Well, one, Ammon put his own legal team together, and he and Lisa started this battle on their own. So we haven't woke up and said, we think Ammon needs to be represented and nobody else. That's the only person in this entire 3 tiers that I've ever been approached with by their attorney who has said, I want to do this. I'm not doing it for the money, but I need help raising funds. Will you help me? So for people who want to know why I've come behind that, it's because I was asked to come behind that. And I've responded, and I see God producing great fruit in what we're doing. So if any of you guys think that, there's somebody else who, because you can't represent them all, right? We can't. You have to strategize. So that's why I was kind of calling out Eric Parker. Eric was the only one who took the stand. Eric's wife was out there reporting when many other people who were on the ground were not reporting, people from that trial and future trials. Andrea has developed a relationship with the community. Eric's case is a little bit different because he's this scary sniper on the bridge. And he wasn't convicted in the first trial. So I feel like if we're going to strategize, what we need to do is we need to think of groups of trials and think, who is the person that has the best chance at raising the funds that's needed, that an attorney will want to stand behind him, because maybe some of these people, an attorney isn't going to want to stand behind them. So for the group that I've come on board with, it's been Ammon. If everybody wants to pull together and try to help make this happen for Andrea, or for the first tier that's going to be tried again, I think that it needs to be Eric that we come behind, knowing that one killer attorney will help motivate the others, just like it did in the first trial in Oregon. It really did in the first trial in Oregon motivate. We've heard story after story. You guys will be blown away at the stories of what some of the attorneys fought Ammon's team on, and then what some of the attorneys came behind him and said, you guys have this figured out, we want to stand with you. And in the end, it ended up in a full acquittal for everybody in the room, even for those who didn't support what Ammon's legal team was doing. There has to be a strategy. There has to be a legal strategy. You cannot go into these trials and just simply say, I did not do what they said that I did. You can't. And we learned that the second time with the refuge situation, where each one of the defendants, nobody took the stand. Every one of them were public defenders. The witnesses, there was no strategy put in place. They were all found guilty of a felony. So let's learn from the past. Let's team up. Let's pull funds together for one attorney. Make sure there's one killer activist attorney in each trial, because there's so many people and there's just not enough funds. For the second trial, we have focused on Ammon's legal team, not because we chose that, but because his team came forward and said they would do what they were doing. Yes, I can call you later, Andrea. Because his team came forward and said, I want to fight this fight and I want to win again. But they need funds to do that, right? They have bills at home, they have kids. It's not their responsibility to sell their house and sell their car and sell everything to get Ammon Bundy out of jail. So we have come together as a community to say we will help shoulder some of this burden, and they have responded and said we will represent and we will continue moving forward with this. So none of them are paying for anything. We are giving them money constantly to make sure that they have what they need to fight this case. And the funds that have been raised so far are for trial. Okay, so right now I think John said there's somewhere right around $18,000. So trial's going to go like 6 months. You're going to have a couple people. So tell me, would you work for 6 months for $18,000? Probably not. Not because you wouldn't want to, but because you have kids to feed and a mortgage and you need rent while you're in town. So we've got to pull this together, and we've got to understand that there is not a conspiracy here. I'm not being paid anything. Gavin Syme raised $700, and then he paid the difference to replace my laptop. And that's the first time I've received money in this community. And I did not ask for it. And had it not gone to Gavin and gone to his PayPal, I would have turned around and probably forwarded the entire amount to one of the political prisoners' families. But he actually went, he bought the laptop. He even picked it out because I was adamant that, no, you're not taking money and giving it to me when it should be going back to the political prisoners. So everybody has to understand that there isn't a conspiracy, that you guys can think things look one way on the outside, but I promise you they're nothing like you think, even with these legal teams. And what's happening in Nevada is happening because it's long overdue. And we should have been having 24-hour campouts as soon as they were denied bail and put at that facility. There should be thousands of people out there protesting the fact that these people have not been granted bail. All the same people who came to Bunkerville should be on the ground, standing, principally, peaceably, exactly like they did in Bunkerville, right? We don't want any violence. We don't want attacks. All we want is for people to come and stand up for those who are being abused, just like we did it for the cows. We did it for the land issue that Cliven had. Now Cliven's in jail and he's being abused, and the small little remnant that's showing up is being attacked and being told, you guys should be going home, you shouldn't be there. So we need to correct the narrative and understand that people are on the ground because people are being abused, and that's what you do when people are being abused, is you stand up for them. And when you're principled, oh, sorry. Okay, hold on just a minute, okay? Sorry, my phone dropped. I need you to wait just a minute. Actually, head over there. I need you to do it up there, okay, sweetheart? Yeah, that side'll be better too. Sorry, I've got my phones here in the windowsill because that's how we roll. So anyway, that's why we're in Nevada. If you guys want to come and join us, we would love to have more people on the ground with us, fighting the good fight. And I think that's it. I don't know what else I can say. I'm just doing an update. We're going to be back on the road. We will be in Nevada tonight camping, and then we'll be doing the march around the jail tomorrow. There'll be some horses on the ground. Our goal is going to be to try to make some noise and make sure that Ammon and Ryan in solitary confinement can hear the music, can hear the people, and can continue fighting the good fight, because they absolutely are fighting a righteous cause. And I would love to see all the other defendants come behind them, even if they themselves don't feel like they need to fight this fight within the jail. The more of them that start to protest, and then the more of them that say, you cannot strip search me multiple times, you cannot invade me unless I've given you reasonable cause to believe that I'm actually hiding something. If they all did this united together, I really believe that they would call the jails bluff, and they would only fight it for a few days before they would stop doing the strip searches on these individuals. But we definitely need unity, and we need the supporters outside being unified in this message. So this isn't, I mean, it is a war, but what we're doing on the ground is the war of public opinion that we're fighting. We want the public to start understanding what's going on in this jail, so the public can help us put the right pressure on this jail to do what's right, as well as the judge to do what's right and grant these guys bail. So that's what we're doing. I hope you can come behind it. I hope you can help put away some of the conspiracies that are being thrown out there. Typically what you're going to hear on the internet is going to be a lie. So, if you're seeing posts about things that don't make any sense, then question them and contact the people on the ground and just ask. People have been pretty honest. You can just say, hey, what have you received for donations? And you're going to hear over and over and over again, we're not receiving donations. We're doing this on our own funds. We just really need more people to come. And we want more people to support the legal team, because we absolutely believe legal strategy is going, and God is going to set these people free. So let go of the conspiracies, show up, stand, and we'd love to see you in Nevada. God bless you guys. And Andrea, I will call you in just a little bit. Bye-bye.